Hello everyone, welcome to Slay the Spire, a game I've been playing quite a bit of lately. It's a fun game, a deck building, roguelike sort of. Anyway, let me go ahead and do a run. I just thought it'd be fun to play, maybe not stream, but make a video of it. So, Slay the Spire, the whole entire point of the game is to take a character, build a deck with them, and get to the top of the tower, the spire. There's 4 possible characters: the Ironclad, the Silent, the Defect, and the Watcher. And I'm far worse at the Watcher. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Defect, why not? A combat automaton, which became self-aware. And it's all about manipulating orbs. So you can see the orbs he's got above him. And we're playing on Ascension 8, which is as high as I've gotten. Ascension is like, once you beat the game on normal, you can add small difficulty bumps, and as you beat the game again and again and again, you get to go up to a higher ascension. More often than not, I don't beat the game, so I'm only at 8. It doesn't really matter very much until you hit 15, and then going from 15 to 20 is a bit of a struggle, and 20 is the max right now. Anyway, so we're on 8. So this is the whale. We are in service to the whale. And we have a starting bonus that we can get. Let's just take a look at our map. So we are proceeding up the tower in the same kind of way as like FTL, except for we're going from bottom to top. We are fighting this boss. Along the way there are different things, different nodes as we go up, and we can only go up along the paths, but there are branching paths that let us direct our course. So the main things out there are these general enemy fights, which are just enemy floors, and unknown events, which can be a regular enemy or a event of some sort. Then there's special things. There are elite fights, and this one is glowy because he's special, and we probably won't deal with him this time, but maybe we will. I haven't looked around yet. And then there are rest sites, where we can recover health or upgrade cards. And there's one treasure halfway through the map, and merchants. Not very many merchants around. Usually I look for a merchant like late in the game, so that late in the level, so that you can have some money to spend on them. So we'll try to probably not want to go up this way until we have some better ways some more things to spend. Although it's a safe floor, you don't have to worry about a fight there. Anyway, so what am I looking for? I am looking for multiple rests on a single path. So there's always a rest right at the end. It looks like here we've got 2 extra rests going up this path. We could similarly go up here to that extra rest. On this side we have back-to-back rest, and with a boss in between. And that's kind of it. So we're probably going to want to do this path, that path, or that path. Elite fights. So these paths are both blocked by this elite fight we're going to have to get through. And we won't have been to a camp, a rest, before that fight, so that's tricky. This is the super elite, which is actually on a nice path, but it does mean we'd have to fight a super elite. Also, it does mean that we're forced into another elite fight later in the run, but we'd have an immediate rest right after it too. It's not a bad choice. One thing in particular is that the first 3 monster fights, just regular enemy fights, per act are easier. So like if we went up this way, we'd have to do 4 before this fight, and this 4th one would be harder than the others. So if we go up this way, that means we would not get a shop, because these routes don't rejoin. We might get one like at a random. You know what? Let's try it. It's a kind of a high-risk thing, but like I said, most of my runs fail. So, transforming 2 cards is not that special. It's kind of risky. The curse often isn't that big of a problem, but like I'd be able to choose which to transform. A colorless card could kind of be random. I don't want to lose my relic. We might just want to go with a random common relic and see if it gives us anything good. It's hard to know. I don't really know what the good choice is. I'll just try for that. So we got Warpaint, upgrade 2 random skills, which is potentially not that great against some of the first Act 1 elites. Oh well. But hey, that's all for the good. Let's take a look at our deck. So we have 10 cards in our deck. We have 4 strikes that do some damage. We have 4 defends that do some block. And now these 2 have been upgraded, so they give me 8 block instead of 5. And then we have 2 cards that have to deal with the unique mechanic for the defect. One channels a lightning orb, and one evokes an orb, causing its effect to evoke, which generally for a lightning orb would deal more damage. Anyway, so we said we're going to start here. Let's see what we got. So here we are. We have 68 health because we start a little bit wounded. And we have 99 money. We have no potions. Here is our hand. We have 3 energy. Each of these cards have an energy cost associated with them. Here's the rest of our hand in our draw pile. So here's what our cards will be next time. We'll have some good defense, which is unfortunate because he's attacking this time. We can see what the monster is going to do. He's going to hit me for 12. He has 42 health. I start with an orb because of my cracked core. So at the start of every combat, I get 1 lightning orb. Now, at the end of my turn, this orb will deal 3 damage, just to a random enemy. Now, if I evoke it using that card I have, which is dual cast, evoke it twice, then evoking it will deal 8 damage. So, but then it won't deal 3 damage per turn. It'll be gone. So it's kind of, do you want burst or do you want sustained damage? Anyway, we're going to take some damage here, so I'm definitely going to defend. This gives us 5 block, so we'll take 7 damage. I'm going to zap to put another lightning orb up. That will deal 3 damage. And then let's go ahead and strike once to take away some of his health. Not the best turn. Our orbs both evoke and deal 6 damage, and we lose some health. Now we have our good defense, but unfortunately he isn't attacking, so it's a bit of a card mismatch. Let's go ahead and evoke one of our orbs twice. We'll strike once, getting him down low, so potentially next turn can go well. He'll be down at 5, because this will hit. But he's also going to intend to add block to himself and buff himself. Anyway, because he's not attacking, there's no reason to play a defend, so just end turn. So he gave himself a buff that increases all of his attacks by 4. So he's going to hit me for 11 this time. He also has a shield of 6 and health of 5, so 2 strikes will kill him. Then we get a bit of gold and the opportunity to add a card. So a choice of 3 cards. We could add a claw. Claws cost nothing, so they're energy efficient. They don't. If you draw a claw, you don't. It's not one of your 3 cards, your 3 energy that you get. Same with beam. It applies a vulnerable, which means that you can deal a bit more damage. Both of these are gonna suck long term. This might not be terrible, just to have a source of vulnerability. Compile driver deals 7 damage and draws a card for each unique orb. We can only place one type of orb, so this is basically deal 7 damage and draw a card, which is better than deal 6 damage. But unfortunately, we can't replace this card. All we can do is get this in addition to that card. So now our deck is slightly more likely to draw a damaging attack instead of a blocking attack. Just something to keep in mind. Alright, so they're both attacking. This is another horrible turn. Let's go ahead and evoke this orb. And if it hits this one twice for 8, that would be ideal. It hit this one twice, so that's not ideal. So we could deal 12 damage, which would not kill you and not kill you. Or we could just block, take some damage this turn, and hopefully next time will be better. Alright. So they're both attacking again. Might want to defend. Right now our compile driver would not draw a card because we don't have any orbs. We could get an orb up. Worth keeping in mind, we're going to be drawing at least one defend next time, and then some random assortment of the rest of my hand, minus what I don't play. So I might want to play my high defend just so it gets into my discard, so it's potential to be drawn next time. So yeah, let's definitely do that. And then we could deal 6 and 7 damage, which is not enough to kill either of you. And I think it might be better just to have the straight burst damage, even though we're not going to be drawing a card, rather than the long-term orb damage. Although if we get another, if we get our dual cast again, that'd be worth it. Let's zap, and then we'll compile. You're at lower health, but you're more dangerous, I guess. Alright. So, 2 defense. And again, they're both attacking. They're attacking for a total of 14, so I'm going to go ahead and just double block. And then we can do a little bit of damage. That's a little wasteful, actually. I should have blocked once and then killed this guy. But it's okay, it doesn't matter. We're not going to take damage. I don't want to draw my dual cast, so I'll just strike. And it killed him, so perfect. Now we can just dual cast you and you're dead. Okay, so we gotta consume. Consume eats up one of our slots, but makes it so that the remaining slots hit harder. And it's good scaling, so I might be inclined to get that. A rebound deals some damage, more than any other card I have right now, except for the dual cast, of course. And then puts this card on, puts another card on top of my draw pile instead of discarding it. So I could play something back to back. Like, I could rebound, then dual cast, and then do something that draws a card and dual cast again. Or I could do this, lose 2 focus to gain strength and dexterity, which I don't really want to do. I'm a little worried about the first elite fight. If we get the Gremlin guy, that would be bad if we have too many skills, but consume is too good to pass. You fall into a puddle. It's made of slime goop. So gain some gold, but lose HP, or lose some gold. Now we are at 50 health, and it's looking more and more like we're gonna need a rest at this instead of being able to upgrade a card. So sure, lose a bit more health and get some money. We come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol. It looks incredibly valuable. So, obtain a gold idol. Enemies drop more gold, but trigger a trap. This early in a run, more gold. I think I'll take it. I'm being a little greedy. If you get a good Act 1, then it makes the rest of the run easier. So we could take a curse, we could take some damage, or we could lose max HP. I'm much more inclined to take the curse. If we had more health, I'd take the HP, but not when we're about to go to a super elite fight with the deck we have. Alright, 2 little mobs. They have a buff, curl up, so when I hit them, they will gain some block. So it's hard to kill them in one turn. I can't just like compile and strike and this guy be dead. They're not attacking us though, so we don't need to worry about blocking at all. This will set them up for next time. We drew our dual cast, let's do that. Hey, we killed that one, nice. He put weak on me, so my attacks deal a quarter less damage. There's our injury, our curse, which all it really does is means that we get that instead of being able to draw a better card, which is bad. We don't want that, but isn't a problem right now. So we get 16 gold. Actually, no, do we get... I think we get 16, and 4 is the extra, so we would have gotten 12. We don't get 20. We get an explosive potion, which would be great on certain fights. And then a choice of card, hologram, heat sinks, or streamline. I don't... hologram is not terrible. It's not at all terrible. But I don't want to keep on adding skills to my deck before we get through Act 1. We'll take streamline. So it deals a lot of damage. See, our strikes deal 6 per 1 energy. This does 15 for 2 energy, so it's more damage per energy. And the second time you play it, it's 15 for 1 energy, and then it's free. So yeah, I'll try that. This is not bad either, but it's useless until we get more powers. Whenever you play a power, draw 1 card. We have no other powers, so it would not do a thing. So we could either smith or we could rest. I'm gonna rest. I would love to smith. We could recall, which would give me the ruby key, which you need to at some point in the run, but this is not a good time for it. So we're back up to 61 health, and now we have a super elite fight. Please not Grim and Mob. Well, they're kind of all bad. Okay, it's Grim and Mob. So the way he works is that he gets buffed when you play skills. Not yet. That's what he's doing right now. He's using a power on himself, essentially. Let's go ahead and zap and dual cast. I might have wanted to streamline there. That might have been a better idea, but oh well. Just to get some initial damage on him. And now here's the problem. He gets 2 strength every time you play a skill. All of our defensive cards are skills. So if we try to defend the damage, he'll hit harder in the future. And this is actually a decent time to use Consume, I think. It's going to make him hit harder, but it'll mean we'll hit harder too. Let's see what our compile draws us first. Just a strike, I'm going to Consume. So he got 2 strength, so now he's hitting me for 10 instead of 8. And I'm not blocking. But we're going to hit him for 5. He put vulnerable on us, so we're going to take 50% more damage. And wow, they're tempting me with that Consume over and over again. Our damage is just so low. I think I want to defend. Yeah, I'm going to do 1 defend at least, just to cut some of the damage. So he'll hit me for 10 instead of 16. But in the future, he'll do worse. And then I'm going to zap just to take advantage of the Consume, which means he's going to hit me for 21. This is painful. Okay, compile. So right now he's going to hit me for 21 again. And he keeps on putting the vulnerable on me, so we're going to be vulnerable until we die. We're going to do 10 damage to him. It's tempting to dual cast. That will deal 20 damage to him immediately. In fact, that might be the best thing to do right now. But, let's see. We're going to get streamlined next time, so we're going to deal some decent damage. I'm going to not do that. We'll just take the hit. I could really use some frost orbs now. And we got dual cast again, so almost certainly we're going to be able to win. First of all, we'll streamline. He's going to hit me for 33 and kill me next turn. Dual cast. He's down to 2, and this will channel for 5 and kill him. And we get Akabeko. Your first attack each combat deals 8 additional damage. Not very useful. Not terrible. We get the Emerald Key. And we get a skill potion. Leap is a good skill. Get some block going. Bullseye is decent too. It makes it so that our orbs deal more damage to them. We already have a streamline, but so since we began, we've added a curse. We've added a skill that doesn't deal damage or block, but eventually will do both longer term. They'll scale that way. We've added an attack skill and a card draw and an attack skill. We need more blocking cards so that the average draw will give us a good balance of block and attack. So here's the question. Can we get through the next boss fight without having to heal? And I don't think we can. So I'm going to rest again, which makes me very sad. Because it would be very nice to have some upgrades. So we have Toxic Egg. Whenever you add a skill into your deck, upgrade it. Or we could take the key and not get the egg. And we do need to take one of these. One of these will need to be a key. We're going to get 3 opportunities at least. I'm going to take the egg this time though. Because we're still very early in the run. We're going to be adding a lot more skills into our deck. And having them all already upgraded kind of helps deal with our lack of resting spot. So let's go for this one because I'm kind of worried about health, and this would be 3 fights. This is potentially 3 fights, but this might be an event. Okay. So we could anger the mushrooms and have to do a fight, or we could heal and get cursed. I'm going to anger the mushrooms. So now we got 3 of these. They're all attacking, so we're taking 18 damage this turn, unless we block some of it, which we will be able to. And they have a buff, which means when they die, they're going to apply 2 vulnerable to me. Now I've got Vigor, so my first hit's going to smack hard because of the Akabeko. I kind of want to kill as many of them on the same turn as possible, or I want to kill them when the other ones are not attacking. So we only have 1 attack this time. I'm not going to consume because we're going to need defense. But let's do a big hit to this one. And then we'll just do a couple blocks. So that's going to block all but 1 hit. Okay, 2 of them are attacking, so we're going to be taking some damage again. I'm going to block. Now, if we dual cast this, we're going to potentially do 16 damage. If both of them hit this one, that could be a problem. So I'm going to streamline instead on this one. And I'm keeping in mind I have this explosive potion that can deal 10 damage to all of them at once. Now, both of these are buffing, and the buff that they get is going to be Strength 4. Now, this one already got it, so it would be good to kill this one this time. I think I will explosive poison because I was hoping to hold it, but I'm not trusting that the next turn's gonna go well. So now we're taking 50% more damage. Let's kill this one. I'll do it with a compile driver. Well, that hits for more. I want to see what card we'll get though, so let's hit this one first. We got a streamline, so we can finish the fight. And we get this odd mushroom. When vulnerable, you only take 25% more damage rather than 50% more damage. Very good. Alright. Booting sequence. It's already upgraded because it's a skill. So gain 13 block, it's innate, it shows up on your first turn, it costs nothing, and it exhausts. You can only cast it once and then it's gone. Or sweeping beam, which does some AoE damage. And considering the fight we're about to go and do, that's not terrible. We don't have any AoE damage yet, but we need block, so I'm going to take that. Again, these same two guys, but only two of them at once. So I'll go ahead, boot sequence. We'll do our first hit on you and finish you off. Next turn might be a bit tricky, but because we're vulnerable, but like I said, I guess that was kind of a waste doing that boot sequence then. Should have saved it. Oh well. I wasn't sure. I forgot about the Akabeko. Okay, we can dual cast this, get you low, and you're definitely gonna die then, so. Power potion, very useful. Ooh. So a good power, whenever you receive an unblocked attack, channel a lightning. Now that means when we first cast it, nothing happened, but as soon as we get hit again, which is a negative outcome, we'll start channeling more orbs. I like that. It's good scaling. It'll be good on a hard fight. Okay, we got Lagavulin. So Lagavulin sits for 3 turns, waiting for you to attack it. If so, I am going to not attack it for the first couple turns. I'd love to get a consume off. I'd love to begin with a streamline. I'd love to get stack discharge in play before we actually get into it. It won't attack me until I break its block or till the end, till its 4th turn. So we'll just wait. There's our consume. And now this is where we should really go if we can. We did not get our streamline. It's unfortunate. Well, let's go. So we'll dual cast, get some nice damage on you. I'm gonna go ahead. No, not this turn. Should I power potion? I kind of want to save it for the boss. Let's see what our next hand is. It's going to be Streamline, Strike, and something. It's a bunch of strikes. Okay, that's definitely a skill potion. So, shuffle all your cards into your draw pile, then draw 4 cards. Reboot. It's a good card. We're not going to keep this card. This is a temporary card that will exist only for this one battle. And, of course, I'm going to go with Equilibrium because we need the block. So, should I go for the power also? I kind of don't want to. Equilibrium. It also has the effect that we retain our hand, so next time we'll have a bunch of strikes. Here, get the streamline cooling down. We're gonna take a pretty big hit, but that's okay. Here's our boot sequence back, so we'll be able to avoid that. You know, we have just had terrible card draw. Like, where's our Frost Orbs? Where's our... We still only have one ability that makes lightning, makes orbs. That's not good. That's not what you want in the game. Let's go ahead and just max out our block. And let's get another orb up. And start zapping. Okay. I don't think I need to consume again. Let's see what card we get. Oh, I could just... It was a curse. Great. He's not attacking. He's going to put a debuff on me. And it won't really matter. We're going to kill him next turn anyway. Alright, not too bad. We took a few hits. Every time you play 10 attacks, gain an energy. That's decent. Alright, so... Fission Plus is... interesting. Evokes all your orbs. I'd say Fission not upgraded is pretty bad. But that this is already upgraded? I'm gonna take it. I really could use better orb generation, but they're not giving me the cards I need. So trade HP for a chance at a relic. And we could keep on failing this forever. Oh dear. Okay, we finally got it. For every curse in your deck, start with 1 strength. And I have 1 curse. I don't think that was worth it. We're down to 6 health. But once you're started going, you're kind of committed. Let's see if we die on this fight. We do have a fairy in a bottle, so that instead of dying, we'll heal to 30% HP once. I hate to have to rely on that, but, you know. We have 2 enemies attacking first thing. We're not going to have enough block, so we're going to rely on that. Let's see if we can make something happen. I'm going to go ahead, get that out there. I'm going to go ahead and fission, so it'll evoke both of these orbs, give me 2 energy, and then draw 2 cards. Okay, that's the other defend. And then we can kill this one. So we didn't even need that much defend. That's okay. Now we just need to survive against you with only 6 HP. I don't have any orbs, so this does nothing. So we're going to channel an orb, because we can't block all the damage. We can only block 5, and it's hitting for 7. That's one way of getting an orb out. He's not attacking, so we can just deal some damage to him. Really, though, this has not gone well. We've not got a good running going. Ideally, I'd have like 2 ways of getting cold orbs, or frost orbs, and 1 more way of getting lightning orbs. And I don't. What do we have in our... We have Zap, we have Dual Cast. Yeah, we kind of gambled and took a tricky path, and it did not pay off. Well, it hasn't yet, at least. If we are able to survive the act and get some good cards, that will pay for itself. But I don't think we're going to. So we're going to be down to 1 HP after this attack. That's fun. Just hit him. And then we can... Oh! Yeah, we'll kill him this time. Just our orbs are enough to kill him. There we go. Finally a way to generate frost orbs. This has been a painful start. I'm gonna go ahead and rest again. I've never had to rest 3 times on a... Oh well. Now we have a boss. So let's get a frost orb. Well, let's streamline, definitely. And then I guess get a frost orb, even though it probably should have done the other direction. Then we could have got that static discharge. Oh well. So this guy does dangerous things. He switches to a defensive mode after you deal enough damage to him, and then he explodes out of that defensive mode stronger. And it's harder and harder to get him to switch back into defensive mode. So, yeah, let's use a power potion and see what we get. We could get static discharge, we get hello world, add a random common card into your hand, potentially a good thing. Like, we're not going to be able to take too many of these. Well, he's got thorns. Does thorns proc static discharge? I don't know. It's a risky strategy. Let's go with hello world. So every turn a random common card gets added. And this time it was a ball lightning, which is one of the best cards that you can get this early in the game. I wish I actually had it permanently in my hand. Deals damage and generates an orb. He's going to hit me for 36, but he's not going to because we're going to get through his shield. Alright. And this hit 10, so we got an extra energy, which we can't really use, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Okay. So we got fission. That's tempting. We got compile driver, which is also tempting, because we have 2 different types of orbs. But compile driver hitting him will hurt us for 3 because he has sharp hide. We have 2 compile drivers actually. That was our random. Let's defend. And while we have 2 orbs out, we'll compile driver. Okay. Let's get up. Well, fission's going to give us a bunch of cards. Yeah, let's see. I might have wanted to consume before fissioning, but oh well. We can get our frost orb up. Let's consume. And static? He's still going to be doing damage to us this turn because we're at 7. No, he won't because we'll have a frost orb, so that's not going to help. That's just lightning. Alright, another cold snap. Another way of generating frost orbs. This is what we wanted to see all through the first part of the act, and it just wasn't happening. Let's go ahead, cold snap. Then we could dual cast. Or we could compile driver first. What would it show up that's another streamline potentially? I'd rather save that for next turn. So let's dual cast. And then strike instead of compile. Do I really want to save this? Yeah, I don't want to accidentally draw one of these. It'll be useful next turn. So Let's just strike. We'll take a damage. This is gonna bring us down to 14. Oh no, we won't, because the frost storm. I'm an idiot. All right. We got a beam cell, which makes him vulnerable. This is a great turn to make him vulnerable. He's gonna do 20 damage to me. I already have 4 mitigation. Let's get a bit more. We'll get our streamline going. And that was actually enough because I forgot because he was vulnerable to phase shift him. So our defense was useless. We could have been able to attack again. Misplay. Alright. Defend. Compile. Let's get a second Frost Orb up. We're going to be drawing cards, but we're not going to be able to use the cards anyway. And we can get a free Streamline, too. I'll take that. I should have Beam Celled first. What can I say? Okay, he's popping out this time. If we evoke both of these, we'll get 14 block. So that would work well, I think. We're taking damage from his thorns, but that's okay. So there's 4. There's 8. We're gonna take a hit, but it's not that bad. Alright, and now he's gonna kill us this turn unless we get some block, which we will be able to. Or we could go for a kill. So this would deal 20. This would deal... Okay, so let's rebound. This would deal 20. And we're going to compile driver it back, but it doesn't matter. He's going to be dead. Not a great Act 1. And we have so much gold. We need to find a shop. Electrodynamics, no question. Creative AI is also very nice. Multicast is not that good. But Electrodynamics is pretty awesome. Gives us AoE damage. Okay. So Busted Crown is terrible. It means that we don't get good cards. Because instead of having to pick the best card of 3, we get to just choose 1. Nuclear Battery. At the beginning of each combat, you start with a Plasma Orb, which gives you energy the following turn. Or if we evoke it early, that would be good too. Inserter gives you orb slots for free, which we could then consume away. They're all kind of bad. I'm going to go with the battery, I guess. So this means like our turn 1 and 2 are very vital, because that's when our plasma will exist. Was really hoping for a fourth energy on that. Oh well. So we got a shop right here. That's very tempting to go on this side so we can go to one of those 2 shops. Let's see what we have later in the act. Okay, that's the boss. We already got the super elites, so we don't have to worry about killing them this act. It's only 1 per game. I definitely want some rests, because we need to upgrade. We have not had a chance to upgrade. But at the same time, we don't really have very good relics either. So this is a pretty straight, just choose one path and get a rest. And then we have a second rest over on this side. Another shop up there. So... if we go this path, we won't have an elite, which is a negative. I'd rather have an elite and be able to get a nice card and a good relic. But this would let us get a shop here and then get the double rest. And we could get this elite, so that would make up for it a little bit. Not really, because we'd get one on this side too. So, let's plan on going to this shop and this shop. So we'll have to, well, no. If we go to, if we go up this way and want this rest, then we're forced to go to the shop and we can't take this elite. If we go to this elite, then if we go to the double rest, we can't go to the shop. So let's go and check out this shop, and if it's, I guess we're going to see both of those shops, no matter what. So we'll just have to hope that there's good things. Too much of this run is we just have to hope. Okay, you're hitting me for 12. Guess what? Boot sequence fixes that. So at the end of our turn, we gain in energy, so we start out at 4 of 3 because we have a plasma. I guess that's how it works. It's at the start of your turn. So yeah, we are kind of 4 of 3, it just doesn't last. The first time you evoke it, though, you get 2 energy for free. But this isn't affected by focus, and right now our scaling card is consume. So not ideal. Dual cast, deal some damage, and then just play what we got. Here's our electrodynamics, our streamline, cool-headed. You're not attacking this time. Electrodynamics, the virtue of it is that it channels 2. So if we consume, we'll only have 2 slots. Then we can electrodynamics, that will channel the plasma, and we'll have 2 slots again, which we can then channel with a cool-headed. I'd love to get that streamline in play, but I think this is better. So electrodynamics, and then cool-headed. That gave me fission, which unfortunately does not play very nicely with consume. We're lacking some of those basic synergies. But yeah, sure, go ahead, evoke those. Now we drew our entry, but we can at least get our streamline out. And I shouldn't complain. We did almost that full health of that guy this first turn. So yeah, this is just fairly trivial then. And he's dead. Channel 2 random orbs is decent. Hello World was the card we had that was so very helpful on that boss fight. But the reason was because we weren't able to channel the orbs we wanted. I'll take random orbs. We have not seen a source of shadow orbs or dark orbs, have we? This is a very odd run. So, we can remove a card. We could buy several cards. We could buy several relics. I'm looking at this runic capacitor, just starting with additional orb slots, as potentially very good. Charge battery also strikes me as very good. Bag of marbles is not at all bad. But I don't know if I'm going to pay that much. I kind of want to save money in case there's something really good at the next shop. So let's... I think it's not worth getting that. We have enough gold generation. So let's get runic. Skim is pretty good. I don't know. I'd rather... It's not that good. But Skim Plus is not bad. But that charge battery. Loop. Do I want loop? It's good scaling. But then we're definitely not going to have enough money for the next one. What do I have in my... So we only have 1 injury. I would love to remove it. But... So we could remove 2 cards. We could remove a card here and then remove another card at the next shop. Shops are so damn tricky. I really want that loop, but it's not even upgraded. I'm gonna pass. we'll check out this store too. And we have 300, so we can buy the good things. Ah! So I can... Interesting. I can give away the idol and instead get something that's pretty much a passive heal 5 HP every battle. Because we get gold every battle. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Or we could get 5 max HP. Now, I'm interested. I've never seen this. Sure, we'll give up our gold idol, so we're not getting as much money production anymore. But now we're going to get more healing. And considering the trouble we've had so far this run with HP, I'm happy to see that. Alright, so this time we got a tiny chest, which is terrible. A data disk, which is pretty awesome. We have a source of darkness. We have a white noise. And an abacus. Now, I think the abacus is the weakest. Well, the chest is. I mean, the chest isn't bad, but I'd rather have the data disk. Well, we're still pretty early in the run, so if we were to continue on the path that I was planning, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would potentially get another chest. No, I did that wrong. 1, 2, 3. So we would not get a chest before the boss. We'd probably get another one in Act 3, but it very much depends on what the virtue of the chest is. I mean, if we just get another Akabeko, then that's... Or, well, we got Toxic Egg, and that was pretty awesome. I'm going to take the data disk. Now, darkness would give me orb generation, and it's upgraded. But do we have any AoE beyond... We have electrodynamics, so that's good AoE. But Doom and Gloom would be AoE. And orbs. And it's cheap. And I like white noise. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. It's very rare that a random power is a bad thing. And now we could afford a block potion. I think we'll probably get... Well, we have a potential to get another potion in one of these 2 fights. So... And our Swift Potion's pretty good. A block Potion's not bad. I mean, these are really interesting cards, Distilled Chaoses, but we can't afford them. Anyway. Interesting potions, I should say. So we have quite a power gain. Now we start with a focus, so our orbs are hitting for 1 more than usual. And we have more orbs, or more orb slots. And my thinking here was that it's going to take longer for the plasma to get pushed off. Which means that we won't be so vital to do well on the first couple turns. Alright, we're up against birds. Birds, they take half damage until we knock them out of the air by hitting them 3 times in the same turn. Which we are probably not going to be able to do very easily. Let's compile driver. See what we get. This one's buffing. These 2 are going to hit me 6 times for 1 damage each. We gotta consume, which is very tempting. I think we're probably going to want to boot sequence. Let's consume. And then they're going to be 12 total damage, so 13 block will do it. That's fine. And then let's dual cast our lightning orb. Well, but if we get electrodynamics, then it will kill them pretty easily. But I'm gonna dual cast. All right. So they buff for 1, which, unfortunately, both of these chose to do big attacks rather than just hit like 2 times 6 or whatever. We got a fission, potentially. some benefit there. Here's our Doom and Gloom. Deal damage to everybody. That's very tempting. Challenge. We'll get a Dark also, which we can then fission. Dark Orbs are weird. So Lightning Orbs deal direct damage. Plasma Orbs give you energy. Frost Orbs give you block. Dark Orbs deal damage also, but instead of passively dealing 3 damage, they increase the damage when you finally evoke it. So right now it's doing 6. Next turn it's going to do 15. The following turn it'll deal 24. And it'll always be to the lowest HP enemy, so therefore going for the kill. They scale very nicely. But we're not going to let it scale. We're going to fission it away. Okay, there's our electrodynamics. Let's also do a white noise first, just because it could be a heat sink or something. It's creative AI. Add a random power into your hand. I'm going to electrodynamics. So this guy's going to die because each of these orbs are going to hit both of these for 6. All of these for 6. So this guy's going to hit me for 14. I need to use a 1 more defend. This won't matter, so I might as well just use it. There. And we just need to hit this guy once. There you go. And we heal up because we got some money. A fear potion applies vulnerable. Not that good. Not for us. Another charge battery is nice. Or we can get an FTL, which is basically just deal 5 extra damage and get a card. Rip and Tear would actually not be that terrible because of Akabeko. So it would be not just 8 additional damage, it would be 16 because the 8 would apply to both hits. But we have enough direct attack damage. We need more block. We need more channeling. Like, I'm not going to take attacks unless they're really good or unless they channel an orb right now. Okay, we can finally use one to Smith, so we can actually upgrade a card. So upgrading electrodynamics would make it deal 3 lightning. This would make it deal 20 damage. This would make Zap do cost nothing, which is very tempting. That's a good card. That just does 3 additional damage. That's pretty crap. This would do 4 additional damage, potentially to up to 3 enemies. More likely 2. So that's a good upgrade. Consume would just give you 3 focus. So it's 1 additional focus, so it really depends on what else is going on. I'm going to go for Consume because that's what needs to work. Like, that's our engine for scaling up right now. Okay, so we can either upgrade all our strikes and defends, or remove a card from our deck. Just 1 card. So we could get rid of our curse. Or we could upgrade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I think I will take the upgrade. It's not as obvious as it seems, because there's events that like get rid of all your defends and give you intangibles, or get rid of all your strikes and give you bites. So that would be a wasted upgrade if we take one of those. Yeah, we got a lot of things activating on the first turn. So we're taking 14, 20 damage total. We can block both of those with these 2 cards. We have a Doom and Gloom, potentially, or we could Consume. We don't have enough energy to do all of those at once. I'm going to Consume. Well, I'm gonna compile first. Yeah, compile. See what we get. Static. Nah, we don't need that. Let's Consume. And then we'll just get our block up. So this guy's got plated armor, so he gets 13 armor passively every single turn. But if we attack him once his armor's down, he gets less of it. It was started at 14, now it's dropped to 13. Let's get a Frost Orb up. Get our White Noise out. A Defragment, which is just a free focus. So all our Frost and Lightning Orbs hit for one more. Our Plasma Orb is not affected. You're buffing your strength. I'm not that worried. The trouble with you is you're going to hit me lightly, like forever, and you're going to scale up. You are going to also scale up more dangerously. And if I wait too long to kill this guy, I'll be vulnerable when this guy is dangerous. So there's an argument for killing him, but I'm not going to. Right now... So... we're going to get 7 block, which means we need to add a bit more block. And then we can deal some damage. And the best way to do that is... well, so a strike does 10 now. And this does 16. So actually, 2 strikes would be more efficient than a streamline. Because this is not upgraded. And the strikes now are. Interesting. But streamline will be better after the first time we use that. I'm not going to worry about that now, though. I'm just going to get some damage out. And we get a leftover energy because I miscounted our nunchaku. Electrodynamics is awesome. And if we can just immediately evoke it, that could just clear the board pretty easily. So Electrodynamics. Dual cast the first one. Zap another one up. And then Fission. And I think that's it. Yep. Get a bit of healing. Okay, so I would rather have a skill potion than a vulnerable potion. So let's get rid of that. There's a ball lightning. Nice. That's a good card. Yeah, I'm going to take that. I mean, we're getting enough powers that the heat sink is not useless anymore, but we just need more orb generation. Alright, do we want to do this elite fight? I'm feeling, yes, our energy is high. And I'm feeling we have some good relics. So we'll go to here and then do this fight. And then we might skip this fight depending on how badly this goes. Okay, we have a strawberry. Raises max HP by 7, which would not be terrible because we're healing now. Like, if we'd had that last run, it would never have mattered because we never had our max HP. But I think I'll take the opportunity to get the key. Alright, so we've got Slaver, Taskmaster, Slaver. The back Slaver is the more dangerous one. He's got the net. Which means what he does is he makes it so that, I think not this turn, no, the third turn, he makes it so you're not able to play attacks. Unfortunately, we got our fish in the first turn before we had good orbs up, so we're also getting quite a bit of attack out. Let's see if we can compile driver something interesting out. We got a white noise, we got a storm. Whenever you play a power, channel a lightning. Which unfortunately we don't have. Any powers? We could do a skill potion. Or draw 3 cards. Let's draw 3 cards. So we got our consume out. We have stack discharge, which will probably have an effect. And what did we just do? We're gonna playing a power, we'll channel a lightning. I like it. So we'll consume, we'll static, and then we can fission all those. They all landed on the back guy, that's not terrible. But now we have no orbs up and we're taking a bunch of damage. So we could kill you with a streamline, or a couple strikes. Either way. Streamline would be better, because then we'd actually get the, we get that cost going down. So, sure. And let's sleep. And charge battery. That will deal with both of their attacks. I'm going to save our boot sequence for later, in case there's a turn in the future where we don't have the energy to play all the block we want. And we'll just do a regular strike on you, because you're the next lowest HP. Okay. Electrodynamics, that would have been awesome last turn, but I'll take it this time. Now, we could ball lightning and have another orb hitting for 7. That would mean that we would deal 28 damage, and the orb itself would deal 8 damage, but that's not enough to kill you off. So I think it's better just to defend twice. And we'll kill you in 2 turns instead of this turn. We're getting wounds, which are worries. This is a dangerous attack. So if we play Chaos and then Doom and Gloom, it'll force this off, and it'll deal 14 damage to both of them. Let's do that. Okay, this is done. Yeah, this is no question. We deal 21 damage to you, and then you die. Oddly smooth stone is pretty awesome. Makes it so all our blocking cards block for 1 more. Our frost orbs do not block for 1 more, but oh well. We have crap frost orb generation anyway. I'll take a steam barrier just because we have crap frost orb generation, like I was saying. Snecko. Okay, so Snecko is weird. He makes it so that your cards have random costs after the first turn. We have 4. He's not attacking, so there's no reason to boot sequence. We'll just deal some damage to you. Oh, I should have cool-headed first. Oh well. Didn't matter. We didn't get anything good. Okay, now we have confusion, so these costs are randomized. And they're randomized at about 1.5 on average. So our defense now give us 9 because of our innate 1 dexterity from our oddly smooth stone, which is pretty awesome. But unfortunately, we don't have a lot. Our steam barrier went up from costing 0 to costing 2, so that's not a good card. I'm thinking defend and then ball lightning and then fission. In fact, we might even hold off on the defend until we see what the fission gives us. So ball lightning, fission. Alright. So we got a 0-point stack discharge. Might as well do that. We could consume, but it wouldn't matter because we don't have any orbs. We can get some block. Yeah, that's not the best. Not the best way to consume our energy. Well, I guess we'll just get a little bit of damage on you. We don't need to play these. You're only doing 10. We're vulnerable, but we have the mushroom, so vulnerable isn't that terrible. Okay, so we have a cheap strike. We have an electrodynamics that would give us 2 orbs. We have a white noise, which could potentially give us an electrodynamics. I'm gonna see what this white noise gives us, because right now we have no defense, and electrodynamics won't fix that. Echo Form, which is one of the more powerful ones. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to do with it. Can we give me a random skill? I guess I could just tank the damage. Yeah, unfortunate. 0-point Doom and Gloom. Now the first card we play is gonna play twice because of our Echo Form. I'm gonna Doom and Gloom. We'll get a strike in. Unfortunately, yeah. let's see. If we deal 10 damage, then this will kill you. So, there you go. Alright. Reinforced body is pretty awesome. Just throw as much energy as you can into blocking. Not quite as good as like a random leap, but if you have 3 energy free and you have a leap or a reinforced body, this will give you more block. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go for this other elite fight. Got the Book of Stabbing. So that's white noise out of power. Hello world. You're gonna hit me for 14. Our boot sequence would deal with that. But we have so many... We're gonna be overflowing on energy. So I'm just gonna use Reinforced Body to give me all that and keep both of these. Alright, you're hitting me. The way the Book of Stabbing works is that whenever he gets through your block, he adds bad cards into your discard, so that if the fight goes on too long, you have crappy cards to play. He also increases the number of times he hits you for 7. So he's doing 7 times 2, then 7 times 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, and so on. So you have to burst him down. So I haven't done much of Rebound. I'm inclined to rebound the Chaos. We've got a lot of defensive cards here. I think we'll be okay. So let's rebound. Now we'll Chaos. And now Chaos is over here. And now we spend 2 defensive cards on not taking damage. And we're going to take 1. What can you do? So we get a wound. Alright. So we have evoke your next orb and then channel the orb that was just evoked. I would love to preserve that plasma. And we can't do that if we do this, because that's going to evoke the plasma. So let's channel a frost. No, that'll work fine. Chaos. We have too many of these. They don't scale. They do scale. They scale great, but we need more upfront damage. Go ahead, evoke it, and bring it back around. Then let's compile. We'll draw 3 orbs. Or we'll draw 3 because we have 3 different types of orbs. Cool-headed. There's our electrodynamics. That would evoke both of those. But we're taking a big hit, and we don't have a lot of defense. And there's really not a good way to get any. Like, I don't think it's... I think we're going to end up charge battering, so might as well electrodynamics. Or do we have... No, we don't. So we're going to take a hit here. But he's down to half health, and we have full orb slots, so... Alright, more defensive cards this time, but he's going to hit for 7 times 4. Let's get some more cards out. We have a Consume. Unfortunately, when Consume's full... When our orb slots are full, that means that this one just goes away. But I'm going to do it anyway. That will make the rest of them hit for more. I mean, we got 5 energy and 5 1-point cards. There's kind of not a lot of choices we can make here. So we're not going to get hurt, and we'll deal a decent amount of damage to him. We should be able to kill him this turn. Not a bad fight. We could fission and it would just wreck him, but we don't need to. There you go. We get Tori. Whenever I would receive 5 or less, I only get hit for 1. That's a pretty amazing card. Because whenever we have like one of those birds hits you for like 2 for 6 times, instead they'll be hitting me for 1 for 6 times, which means I can block it with 6 instead of 12. That's a pretty awesome card. I'm thinking heart on that. We'll get that vulnerable potion back again that we never seem to use. And we have a self-repair. We have a Tempest. I'm thinking we don't need the self-repair because of our Bloody Idol. I'm not feeling the lack of healing right now. Tempest is pretty awesome. I mean, if like we had several points there where we were playing defense cards that we didn't need. I like the X cards. They're a good way to dump energy. Alright, moment of truth, or decision time, I suppose. Do we go for another shop, or do we go for a rest? And I think we're going to go for the rest. We can't really afford one of the expensive relics that would give you like, that costs like $250 or something. So we'll bypass. I'm going to Smith. And what should we upgrade? Make both of these cheaper, or make this evoke more. This is pretty awesome. Whenever you receive unblocked attack, channel 2 lightning. That like doubles the amount of like, yeah, I'm gonna go for that. That's gonna make me much more inclined to let small hits through, because they'll be reduced to 1 because of Torii Gate, and then they'll evoke 2 lightning. That'd be great. Hey, we get a shop anyway. And we have a whetstone if we want it, or we have a sling of courage. Start each elite combat with 2 strength. I don't think that applies for boss fights. And we've kind of moved away from dealing damage with our cards. Like, we don't kill people with our strikes anymore. We kill people with our lightning orbs. So what are our attacks that could upgrade? Streamline, Compile Driver, Doom and Gloom. All of them are just a slight increase in how much damage they deal. Nothing crazy. Like, I'd say both of those skill increasing would be better. We could get rid of our curse. That's always a good thing. I'm inclined to get a Cold Snap just because we don't have... Like, I would love a Glacier right now. Glacier would be the ideal card to find, but we don't have one. 2 strength is nothing to sneeze at. I'm going to take Cold Snap, and another Leap is always welcome. Just because we don't have the Frost Orb generation. And we should just go ahead and burn our money. We'll get rid of the injury. Just so we stop drawing it, instead can draw something more useful. Okay, another chance to upgrade. Upgrading the Cold Snap would just deal some more damage. It doesn't really need it. I think I might be inclined to get the Zap. Then it won't get in the way of our energy generation. It's minor, but whatever. Normally that'd be what I get at my first rest, but we didn't have a first rest until Act 2. At least not one we could upgrade with. Alright. So, Scary Guy the Collector. Let's see. So first of all, white noise. We get biased cognition. Gain 4 focus, but at the start of your turn, lose 1 focus. So the longer the fight goes on, the worse this will be. This is a boss fight, so I'm not going to play that. Not yet. Like, in 3 or 4 turns, when it comes back around again, maybe. Then that will be a big jump in our energy, our damage. It'll be a spike for like a couple turns, and then it will drop again. But For now, that's just disappointing. Should we get the random skill? I think we'll wait until we're at a point where we can't block. Yeah. So we could strike and deal 17 damage, which is kind of a waste. I think I'll keep our Akabeko until he summons. He summons 2 ads. So let's charge battery to get 1 energy next turn. And then Tempest. Well, we could just Tempest entirely. That would give us 5. And we'd still have our Plasma. I like it. See, that's such a powerful card. I mean, it immediately fills up our... Suddenly we're dealing this much damage per turn. And if we were to buy his Cognition, it would actually be even better. But I'm going to not do it. I'm going to wait. That might be a mistake. I don't know. But I'm going to wait. I might regret that. Like, if we get Electrodynamics, then it would be great, because it would kill the minions off pretty quick. So 2 million minions, both are hitting me for 7, and the main guy's hitting me for 21. Now, we have a compile driver. Let's see what 2 cards we get. We should focus on the minions. We get a zap, so that would give me... We're definitely going to want to do it, so... Okay. And then we'll get a frost up. Now we have 5 energy we can't use, which is unfortunate. Let's go ahead and use the skill potion. Let's see what we can get. Because right now, well, we're not really going to take a lot of damage, but let's see what we get. So we could get a reboot, shuffle all your cards into your draw pile, then draw 4 cards. So that would give us a chance to get back our Tempest and our White Noise. And it would let us see again these cards that have already been played. We could stack, which would give us 7 block, which is pretty crappy. We could Steam Barrier, which would give us 6 block, which is even worse. So reboot's the answer. So the problem then is we're not guaranteed that we'll draw block cards. So I think we're definitely going to want to play that one. And that one. So that gives us 21. So we're still taking 14 damage, or 11 damage. But we'll see what we get. So reboot. I don't want to use up our energy in case we reboot to something good. That was a crappy draw. We gotta defend the strike. Well, at least we can guarantee we're not gonna take damage. So, well, we're still gonna be taking 1, but I don't care. No, we're not. We're fine. And then just hit that one. Sure. Probably that guy's gonna die because 2 of these will hit you. Probably, maybe. Who knows? It did not. It doesn't matter. We'll get him next time. Okay. In a way, that was bad, because now we're even further from our electrodynamics, which would be pretty awesome, in our fission. And I was wrong, it didn't give these back. I thought it would. It says all your cards, but apparently not the exhausted ones. That's a shame. Well, ball lightning. Let's get that static discharge out, because we're about to take some damage. Definitely want to charge. Now, we're definitely going to take at least this much 10 damage here from his, minus the 3 we'll get from that. And that's hoping that the other 2 are killed off by this. Let's evoke. So at least 2 of these have to hit this guy in order for us to not to get hit worse. Could happen. Did not. Did that time. But now we don't have our plasma up anymore. Haven't in a while, I suppose. No need to reinforce, because you're going to use a negative status effect on us. And we got our Doom and Gloom after we killed the ads, because that's how this game tends to play. I might as well vulnerable you up. Just for the Doom and Gloom to hit a little harder, I guess. Here, let's get a Chaos out. Nice, got in our Plasma. That'll be helpful. And then we'll Doom and Gloom. And we don't need to spend our last energy. We're sure getting a lot of mileage out of that. Yeah. Alright, so he put all the debuffs in the world on us. We are vulnerable, we are frail, so we're generating less block from cards. And we're weak, so we're generating less attack from cards. And now he's hitting us for a big, huge chomp. Now, the vulnerable isn't as bad as it could be because we have our nifty mushroom. But we don't have any frost orbs, so that's bad. We're going to want definitely electrodynamics. And then that's cool head. Now, we could compile and get a bunch of cards, but they all have costs except for fission. So, like, what are the odds that we'll get fission? Pretty low. Safer instead just to block and take a big hit. Unfortunately, this Plasma's gonna evoke on his turn. I think we'll still get the extra energy during our turn. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. We're about to take 20 damage. Or about 16. We did not get the extra energy. Too bad. We do have our fission up though. Now this is a time where I want to bias cognition, because now this will double the damage each of these orbs do. It'd be even better next turn. Like, I'm almost inclined not to, just so we have these up when the ads are, but no, it's the right choice. So let's go ahead, evoke all of these, deal a ton of damage. And can we just kill you this turn? So we can deal 16. No, we can't kill you this turn. So let's get some more orbs up. Consume down to make them a bit stronger. We have, see, now we're getting 20 passive block at the end of every turn. Get some energy next time, and we'll kill you next turn. If we get a card that attacks, please. That was a little worrisome. But it worked out. We would have been able to block the attack that turn anyway. Gambler's Brew, discard a bunch of cards and draw that many more. Good if you want to go down into your deck faster. All for one, put all 0-cost cards from your discard pile into your hand. How many do we have? We have Zap. We have Fission, which is actually... But Fission won't be in our discard pile. We're going to play it the turn we get it, almost certainly. And then it exhausts. Same for White Noise. So really it's Steam Barrier and Zap, which is pretty crap. Core Surge is pretty good. It gives you one artifact, which lets you avoid getting vulnerable or confused. But Seek is amazing, so we're definitely going to take Seek. Okay, so Pandora's Box. Transform all your Strike and Defends. All our Strike and Defends are upgraded, so I'm not going to touch them. Coffee Dripper gives us a free energy, but you can no longer rest. Fusion Hammer gives you a free energy, but you can no longer smith. So which is more important for us right now, being able to smith or being able to rest? And I think because of the egg, the molten egg, which I can't hover over, toxic egg, we have enough upgraded cards that I'm okay with not upgrading anymore. So we're gonna fusion hammer. Okay, it's, what's it called? It's the double boss that have the cute little arms. It's hilarious. That's ideal. I mean, I think they're one of the... I won't say they were easy, but I have less trouble with them than with others. Like, I have trouble with the Awakened. So let's take a look. I would be happy to avoid every elite fight if we can. We cannot. We're gonna... No, there is a path. Going up this way. Out like this. And up. I certainly don't want to end up getting forced into elite fights. That's my worry. And rest sites aren't that important anymore because I can't smith. So something like this is actually very interesting because I'm going to get a full heal before I fight, and I'll get a... Well, I say full heal. I'll get a decent heal before and after the fight because there's nothing else I can do with those two sites. We're too early in the run to have gold, so that would be useless. This would be 3 fights, then a rest, and then an elite fight, and then a chest. One of the rest, we're going to need to get our last part of the key. But we've got 4 on that path. This would mean we'd have to fight a second elite. If we were to go this path, we'd get a shop right there, but then we wouldn't get this. So we wouldn't be able to heal up before the final boss. We'll have to see when we get to here if it's worth it. Or we could take something far more conservative and just go up like this and do a bunch of hallway fights or floor normal fights. I want to go for the elite fights. I'm feeling confident in my deck. Like, I wish it had better orb generation for frost orbs. Give me a glacier. I need a glacier. But let's go. Okay. So no incoming damage. So we don't have to worry about booting sequence. Let's get a frost orb out. Let's see what we got. We got electrodynamics, so this fight's going to be relatively easy. Now we're going to be doing 12 damage a turn, AoE, to everybody. I could evoke this and do even more. Or I could charge battery and get another thing next turn. We're going to have 5 energy each turn because we're going to get 3 basic, 1 from our fusion hammer, and then 1 from our plasma until we channel that the first time. So I don't think we need to charge battery. Let's dual cast this. And then I guess static, just in case we get some damage next turn. Like I said, I'm very inclined to let them get small hits, just because of our Torii gate. So we got 18 incoming damage. Let's compile driver, kill that one off. They both have thorns on them, so I'm not inclined. We'll see what our energy is. It's another electrodynamics, which means the fight's over. Pretty much. And then we can just throw this there. And it was just silly. Another white noise might be very good, now that we're not going against the Awakened. I'm much more inclined to take powers, so sure. This is a weird deck, by the way. Seek is pretty awesome. So your deal is that you're scaling high on strength. So you're going to be getting 3. You're going to be doing 3 more damage every single turn. So Seek lets us look for 2 random cards from our draw pile. What will those 2 cards be? It could be 2 white noises. One could be Tempest. So I'm kind of inclined to maybe do Tempest and then Fission. So we'll Tempest up a whole bunch of orbs, then we'll evoke all of them, and then have a full hand to play. So, sure. Go ahead, seek it out. Should we consume first? Yes. It's worth it, I think. So, Fission and Tempest. Okay, then we have a full set. Fission it off. Alright. Now we can Electrodynamics to get more orbs. Dual cast one. And then you die. Seek is so damn powerful. Like, maybe we can bottle it, maybe. Crappy cards. We don't need any of them. Alright, more of a challenge, except for we got a Seek, so it's not a challenge. I'm very much inclined to do the exact same thing. So let's Seek, grab our Fission, and where is our Tempest? Except for this time we'll do the Electrodynamics first. There we go. Storm. Whenever you play a power card, channel a lightning. It's innate, so you start with it. Potentially good, but it means that our first turn, if there's like a first really bad incoming hit, we won't be able to do anything about it because well, no, we have a boot sequence. Or we could get Darkness, which will make our Dark Orbs grow faster, which might be very good. Like right now, our Dark Orbs, well, I'm gonna go for Storm. Should we check the shop, or do we want to check this shop? Yeah, so let's wait for that shop. Let's get these 2 events. Okay, we can receive Madness. We can heal, which we don't need to do, or we can lose some HP. Madness reduces the cost of a random card to 0 this combat. I'm good with that. We'll take some damage, and then we'll heal it back up again in another fight or 2. Lose all our gold to obtain a relic. We get the red mask. Apply 1 week to all enemies at the start of combat. That's not worth it. It's just not. No. Our gold could potentially buy any relic. You know, anything that shows up. Something that matters for more than just the first turn. Let's recall. Now we have our full key. If we kill the Act 3 boss, we can now go on to Act 4. Let's see what we got. We're fighting Nemesis. So Nemesis goes back and forth from hitting really hard. Oh, interesting. Our Madness is upgraded. I didn't think of that. Yeah, when we added them to our deck, they were skills. And so they're 0 cost cards, which means we have silly energy generation right now. Do I want to Fission on just this? Kinda not. Here, Madness. Let's get that out. See, this is kind of the disappointment. We kind of got a first hand where we don't really have anything to do, and we can't generate enough block Well, 14, and yeah, we can generate enough block to survive. But it's disappointing. Like, not as much happened here as could. And it's just not worth fissioning only 2 orbs. Do I want to... No. But next turn, his whole thing is that he varies turn by turn and becomes intangible. So we'll not be able to deal damage to him next turn. That's okay. We'll use it for generating a ton of orbs. So, all damage taken and HP loss reduced to 1. It's reapplied every other turn, and he just keeps on hitting me pretty hard. So, Madness. Let's get some more orbs out. Bit of a waste of our Akabeko, but we got the orb out. And we are going to take some damage this time. We just don't have enough block. Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, there's our Seek. And he's hurtable this turn, so I think we'll just do our regular strategy. Except for our Fission, unfortunately, is over here, so we can't evoke it. Yeah. So what else do we want to grab? We're going to want to grab a... Where is it? Did I... Oh, our Tempest. So we're going to want to grab our Tempest, and then what? Like, that's going to use up all our energy. So we could maybe grab a 0-cost card to make it so that we have one more Lightning Orb. It seems kind of wasteful. Or a random power, which might not do anything. I am very inclined to consume also. Let's Seek. So, Tempest and White Noise. Let's see what we get. We get Bias Cognition. That's fine. I like that. That's on a short fight like this, that's perfect. And we channeled a power because we had Storm. Forgot about that. So this is going to deal some decent damage. And we're actually going to end up with one more Plasma, right? We'll end up with Energy, which we won't be able to use, unfortunately. Echo Form. Echo Form, I really wish we had an actual Echo Form, but we kinda don't need it. Like, at this point, if our deck can't deal with it already, Echo Form won't save it. So we're gonna take 45 damage. We have no block cards. We have no block orbs. And he is not taking any damage this turn. This is a time to gamble. Okay, we at least got a leap. So that will block some of that. This is not going to be a good turn. I'll deal 1 damage to you. Okay, we're about to take a huge thwack. Alright. So these are losing energy. See, so they were 11, now they were 10, now they're 9. That's because of the Bias Cognition. It gave me 4, but then now it's taking 1 away every turn. So we have to very quickly get to the point where it's good. So we have to really quickly take advantage. We have Echo Form, so our first ability will activate twice. Do I want more cards, or do I want to deal more frost damage? I want more cards. Okay. So we got 3 energy. We have nothing in our draw pile, so it's going to reset. We're going to be dealing 27 damage to him. Potentially more if we... So if we do this, then the discard pile will become our draw pile, which means none of these cards will be in our next draw pile. They'll be the bottom hand, which is not terrible because the fight's going to be decided next turn. But just FYI. It does mean that we don't have any... We just kind of have to hope what we get. We could get 2 burned. It would be useless. We got a fishing. Okay, well, that solved it. Potion belt. 2 extra potion slots. Some money, which gave us a bit of healing. And we could add another ball lightning. I think we don't need that. Like right now, anything we add to the deck is just going to be taking away from our good cards. So, skip. And we can rest and heal up a decent chunk of that. That was a tough elite fight. Let's see what we get here. A mummified hand. Okay, well that just... Okay. Mummified hand. Whenever you play a power, a random card in your hand costs 0 that turn. That's a game-changing relic. And we're well set up for it, because we have a lot of powers. Electrodynamic, stack, discharge, storm. And we have 2 white noises. Those will already be 0. So we're going to white noise, we'll get a 0 cost power, and that's going to make something else in our hand be 0. I regret these madnesses, but oh well. They're kind of just cluttering up our deck. I'm going to go for this shop, so we'll go out this way. Aha! Fight for a rare relic. Can we deal with this? Now, we were able to deal with one of them on their first turn, but we got lucky we got a Seek. I'm going to go for it. A rare relic would be pretty awesome. That would make it much more likely that we could actually win against the Heart. Because right now, I think we can kill the Act 3 boss. But the Heart? I mean, we might just die right here. We got a Storm. We got a Reinforced Body. So, unfortunately, we got our Fisher at kind of an odd time. So, play the Storm. So that made the cost of this go down to 0. Should I fish in or not? That's my question. I didn't fish in last time. But these guys scale. I don't know if we're ever going to get through our deck again. So I'm going to fish in. And just hope we get good cards. We did not get great cards, but oh well. Let's get some orbs out. A Frost Orb. And then we can throw all of this into a ton of block. That's just going to go away at the end of next turn. At the beginning of next turn, I mean. There's a Seek, so we can play some games of Tempest, potentially. But if it doesn't go well, we're going to take a ton of damage. I am going to seek out the Electrodynamics and a Tempest. It always seems weird that they're in different order than when you looked at them a moment ago. Then that's White Noise. We get Buffer, prevent the next time you would lose HP. That's nice. That made our dual cast cheap, which is unfortunate. I was hoping it would make this cheap. Madness made defense cheap, which again was not what I wanted. Anyway, Electrodynamics. Okay, now we have 3 energy. We're gonna take a hit here. But go ahead. Do some damage. Double evoke it. And then get a defend up. It's the best we could do. We're gonna take a couple hits, and then that's gonna, well, no, buffer will prevent one of them. Too bad we couldn't get one Frost Orb up, then it would prevent all the damage. But no, this guy will hit for 19, 15 will be blocked, 4 will get buffered, and then this will get through entirely. Yeah. Too bad. Maybe I should have gone a consume instead of, I don't even know. We were so close to being able to kill them both off. Okay, and then they're dead. Turnip! You can no longer become frail. That's decent. Chill. Channel 1 frost for each enemy in combat. Exhaust. It's a good card. I would have liked that on the previous fight. I'm thinking maybe creative AI would be better now that we have mummified hand. I mean, it's innate, so this would give me a frost on the first turn. So like a lot of our troubles when we draw the fission too early, that would help with that. But creative AI is pretty powerful. Too bad it wasn't upgraded. Okay. Elite fight, and then just a few more floors, and then the boss. And we're about to be at the 2-hour mark. It's the giant head. I don't like the giant head. What do we got? We got random colorless cards. We don't have a good draw. Just a couple defends when he's not even attacking. Gain 2 strength, which would do almost nothing. Let's use this potion. Let's see what we get. Put a skill from your draw pile into your hand, then exhaust. That's pretty powerful. What would we use it on? Just a random skill. Like Seek? That would work. So, fission? Oh, it's only one thing. I should have... Yeah, I didn't think of that. It wasn't... I meant to get Seek, and then I could have used Seek to pull out... Oh, I screwed up. I hope we don't die on this one fight. That will make me really embarrassed. Let's evoke it, see what happens. We get a streamline and 2 strikes. At least we're getting rid of the bad cards. So this guy counts down to 4, to 0, and then he starts smacking you for like 70 damage per turn. White noise. We get a buffer that will deal with the first one. I'm really disappointed with myself for screwing up that Seek. Oh well. And we can make all our cards really cheap. Not that it matters. We're just not getting through our hand fast enough. He's going to hit us, and that's going to get rid of our buffer. That's unfortunate. Sure, evoke that twice. Look how little damage we've done to him. There, now we finally get our Seek. At the same time we get our Tempest and our Electrodynamics and our Creative AI. We could seek a white noise and a zap to get some cards up. He's about to hit me for 40, which is enough to kill me, unless we get some nice defense. So maybe a cool-headed, maybe a cool-headed and a white noise. Okay. We get an electrodynamics. That makes our compile driver really cheap. We get a leap. That's cool-headed. We can zap. I don't think we can make the Tempest work. We need to devote too much energy to it, and we need to keep our energy. So here's the thing. If I use this power, then one of these other ones will get cheap. If it's the electrodynamics, then one of these ones will get cheap. If it's the strike, that's a bad thing. I want to be able to cast one of these two. Ideally, both of those two. So that's electrodynamics, and we might get lucky. I was hoping to be the creative AI. Too bad. So, let's leap. Defend. And we could evoke this Frost Orb. That would give me another 18 block. That would help. Okay. It's what we can do. And now he's gonna start to whacking me for 50 every single turn. Again, we don't have good defense. That's chaos. This could be the end of our run. I mean, really, I'm not at all joking. So I'm gonna creative AI, and then something else will be cheap. Like, we're gonna get hit, and then we'll die, and then we'll restore to max HP. Restore to 30% max HP. Because it's just one big hit. And then hopefully next turn we'll be able to kill him. Okay, it was a consume. So this would go from them hitting for 21 to... I'm sorry, from 28 to 3 of them hitting for 10, so that's more. That's worth doing. Okay, now we're about to die. Okay, back up to 22. He's about to hit us for 50. So this is here. What do we have in our draw pile? We have that reinforced body we could get. We get electrodynamics. That would force both of these out. But that would only deal 40-ish damage. That's cool-headed. Okay, we got our boot sequence. That's good. I'm going to electrodynamics to make something else cheap. Please don't be the strike. It was the ball lightning. Okay. Let's get that cast. And you're dead. Good. Oof. That was a tough one. And it was all because I screwed up on that potion we had. Okay, next two curses get negated. It doesn't matter, we're not getting curses. And if we did, we'd have strength, so... was not worth. Aggregate! That is a good card! I'm taking aggregate. Now we can seek that, and our Tempest or whatever, and we'll get like 10 lightning orbs channeled. So, let's go for the store. Okay, we got a meal ticket. Whenever you enter a shop, you'll have 15, but there is going to be one more shop, but it's not going to be till after the boss. Starting each combat with one artifact is not terrible. At the start of each combat, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards is really good, actually. I might want to get Skim, just because we're having trouble getting the right cards. That's the issue right now. And these, like, add a random card to your deck are always great. So let's get Skim. I don't think that's going to help. It would have helped back on Act 1. Do I really want one artifact? It would not be terrible. The only one that I'm really worried about right now is Frail. Because we have good anti-vulnerability. We don't need to deal damage with our strikes, so our weak does not bother us. Frail is still... we can't become Frail. So... yeah, screw that. No, we're fine. Do I want a fusion? I don't think so. Do I want a finesse? Just free block for a card? It's not terrible. I could remove something. Get rid of a strike. Make it more likely to draw a good thing. Like this streamline has not been good in a long time. It was really good on floor 2. It was, since then we have not gotten a lot of value out of it. I don't know. I hate shops. Shops are so hard. I'm gonna take the 2 potions. And I'm gonna take finesse. No, I don't want that. Heal to full HP, lose 9 max HP. This requires the golden idol. We already did something with our golden idol. Now I'm curious, what would have happened if we brought the gold idol all the way to here? Do I want to lose full? Do I want to lose? So, we're going to get to this, and we're going to heal up to like 50 something, and then go and fight the boss. Whereas this would give us a full, but we'd be at like 60, we'd be at 66 full HP. You know, I want to at least be able to beat the Act 3 boss. This makes it less likely that we'll be able to beat the heart, but that's fine. Okay, one more event or one more fight. I mean, the fight, what would we be looking for? We'd be looking for some gold to heal us up, potentially. We'd be looking for the chance of getting an echo form or another power or something. I'm just gonna go for an event. I begin to fall, so I can drop one of these cards. I'm gonna drop one of our strikes. Like I was saying, we don't really depend on our strikes for damage anymore. When was the last time we played a strike? I don't even know. And now this is wasted. Just rest. And here's the Act 3 boss. Aren't they adorable? They got the little hands. They're all wobbly. I like this one. Donu Deka. They hit really hard. They hit 25 every time. So let's get a random colorless. Reduce the cost of all cards to 1 this turn. That would not be to our benefit. They're already 1 or lower. At the end of 3 turns, deal 40 to all damage. Or add a random colorless into our hand, which is pretty much what we're just doing now. Get the bomb, I guess. It's pretty weak. But, you know, free damage, sure. They have artifacts, so we can't weaken them. What about a random attack? Meteor Strike. Channel 3 Plasma. That would be good. Yeah, that's a good draw from that. Deal 32 damage, Channel 3 Plasma. That's pretty awesome. That's... I'm pleased with that. So let's go for Deca first, I guess. So the bomb, Meteor Strike. We'll play a Storm to reduce the cost of our strike for some reason. Look at all this plasma. We're gonna have so much HP next turn. So much energy next turn. I'm gonna save our boot sequence. We don't want to exhaust it. We're not gonna need it. So we'll just get reinforced body out. And we did decent damage that first turn. Now, what can we do here? We can consume, which won't affect our plasmas, but that's okay. We have a lot of energy. Let's just see what other cards we can get. Static Discharge. Another 30 damage coming in. I should have consumed first, because now this Frost Orb is just going to go away. I can make it so lightning goes away. That's better. Play a Chaos. We have a whole bunch of plasma we can't use, but we have a Dark Orb building up back there. Gain strength, I don't really need. And look at this, we're finishing the turn with 8 energy. I didn't even think about that by playing the power, we ended up... Oh, that's a shame. Waste of energy. And there's even more wasted. Okay, well, this would be a great turn to get what I just said. We have a Seek to do what we just did last time, but oh well. Let's see what we draw with the Finesse. We got a Madness. Let's do a White Noise. Bias Cognition, that's pretty awesome. Let's Seek. So, Aggregate would be pretty good. And Fission. I kind of want... No. That's... If we're going to aggregate, we need an X card. We need our Tempest. So I'm thinking Tempest and Aggregate. It would only give us 3 energy. It's not even that good. Should I just Fission and Tempest? I think so. This is Fission and Tempest. We'll aggregate some other turn. Too bad. That would have been really powerful if we gotten this in the first couple turns. But when it's only giving us 3 energy, that's minor. Okay. So Bias Cognition. Now we'll evoke all of that. And then we can aggregate. But we don't have another X. Oh, we do. We haven't played our Tempest yet. That's so perfect. That's so perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead. Get a random power. Echo Farm doesn't matter. Would have been great last turn. Seek twice. That'd be awesome. Okay. Madness to make Doom and Gloom cheap. Sure. Let's aggregate. It's only going to give us 2. It's for every 5 cards in our draw pile. I mean, we got most of our draw pile is in our discard pile. But it's better than, you know, it gives me 1 more energy. Tempest. Too bad we couldn't get a electrodynamics out before then, but we do what we can. Darn. Oh, our bomb went off. Forgot about the bomb. Okay. So now we get the electrodynamics, which we don't really need. What do we have here? Let's skim. Twice, apparently. I should have created AI'd. Or no, I should have electrodynamics. I forgot about the echo form. And of all things, it still didn't give me my madness. Okay. It's dead. What am I thinking? I just have to wait for that. I have to press end turn and you win. I win. Okay. That was a really rough start of the game. I mean, that Act 1 was painful. I was really discouraged at the end of it. But that turned into a win. At least for Act 3. The final act, the ending. Now, I find that when I get here with the strongest deck I can make, I still only win like 1 time in 5. And so much of it's just RNG, it feels like. Anyway, let's waste our first turn by resting for 0 HP. We'll go to a shop and not be able to buy anything. I guess we could buy another cool-headed, or potentially an energy potion. A dexterity potion for the hard fight? I think that's worth more than another cool-headed. Too bad we couldn't get these thorns. So many good things. But yeah, we didn't do very well with our potions this time up, I feel. Alright, so we start out. This is not the heart. This is the fight before the heart. So we're pincered, so we're taking more damage from whichever one's behind us, and we turn back and forth based on which one we attacked last. And right now we have no way of attacking, so we're stuck facing this guy, which works. Now, if we can survive the next turn, we'll be able to finish the fight. It's just about how much we finish it with. So, Madness right now will either apply to the Defend or the Storm. Let's hope for the Storm. It did the Defend. So let's get the Finesse out, draw another card. Let's get that out. That makes the Static Discharge cheap. Not the greatest first hand. So no damage taken, but we're going to get debuffed. Yeah, not the best first hand. Alright, so this guy's hitting us for 21, this guy's hitting us for 40. We have a reinforced body, which is potentially very helpful. We have 5 energy, so we could get immediately 50, but that's not enough to deal with all the incoming damage. So let's Madness. That gives us a ball lightning. That's not going to be enough to actually get through anyone's shield, so it's almost tempting not to bother playing, but you know, might as well. We're wasting our Akabeko, but oh well. We definitely want to be facing this way, because otherwise he'll deal 60 damage to us. And now we just reinforce body. It's what we could do. Okay, there's a Seek. Let's do a white noise first. We got a Static Discharge. So what are we going to Seek? We're still at a point where we're going to get 4 energy from Agate. That's worth paying attention. But I think Fission and Tempest is just too powerful a combination. So, too bad we can't, like, get these electrodynamics or whatever. We do need to keep enough energy for a strike to turn this way. Otherwise, we'll get hit for 60. And this guy isn't even doing anything. And we can't count that we're going to be able to complete the fight this turn. So let's Seek. We'll get our Fission. We'll get our Tempest. Let's play our stack discharge, see what that makes cheap. I was hoping for the strike, but oh well. Let's fission first. Of course. Because we already have a full set, this will give us just a bunch more energy. If we have good stuff, we can play that instead. If we don't, we can just play more Tempest. Okay. So we gotta consume. That's a potential. Definitely want to get a zap out. We have to turn this way. So that's no question. We have to play this strike. Because otherwise they get 50% more damage. So to electrodynamics first, I think so. I think that's worth it. It's already giving us 2 lightning anyway, so it's no loss. Now to consume first, I think so. Yeah, I think so. So consume, like maybe chaos would be good also. Maybe I'm betting, well, electrodynamics. That made cool-headed sheep. Let's get that out. Another white noise. A capacitor for more orb slots. Which gave us another lightning. To chaos or not? If we get... I'm thinking not. Let's just go ahead and Tempest. Yeah. Okay, so that guy's dead. We're gonna... This will deal enough damage to kill him this upcoming turn. So we probably didn't need to strike. We could have saved it for another... another... energy. Another lightning orb. Whatever. It's fine. We're already facing the right way. You're already dead. I'm just playing. There you go. Happy Flower is a great thing. Every 3 turns you get an extra energy. Sometimes that lines up well. Deal 7 damage to a random enemy for each lightning channeled this combat. That's good. That's good. The way we're playing, we're channeling like 10 lightnings every battle. The problem is if we get it before we do all that, it's useless. It's just a dead card. I'm almost inclined to get the leap, just to make it so we're more likely to get block until we can get like all our powers into play. Like we already have a storm, don't we? Yeah, we do. So I don't want another storm. Sure, leap. Skip would have been good too. Here's the heart. So the heart has 750 health. You can only hit it for no more than 300 per turn. So you can't insta-kill it, like by doing some sort of corruption play where you reduce your hand to just 1 card that you get to play over and over again, or some sort of sequence like that. You have to actually survive 3 turns against it. You will not survive more than 9. It's about to debuff us hard. So let's go ahead, gain strength, gain dexterity. There's nothing else to do with it. This is the end of the run. Every single time we play a card, we'll take 1 damage. So that's going to be good. Let's storm. And then white noise. And storm again. Not the best beginning. We didn't get a lot of good things in our first hand. There's no point in madnessing. And we just kind of took a bunch of damage we didn't need to. Too bad. Should have defended first. So he adds a bunch of bad cards to our hand. And it's about to hit us for a huge amount. Let's draw a card. So we're gaining 12 block for every energy. So 4 energy would save us. This would do better. I'd rather have frost orbs out. Maybe. Let's chaos. See what we get. We got some more plasmas. Let's just stay alive. Okay. Would have been better to leap. Oh well. We're gonna take a hit. Okay, now he's gonna hit us 15 times for 2. And we don't have a lot of good cards. We could aggregate and get a bunch of energy. Now, if we do that now, we'll get 5 energy. If we skim first, we'll only get 4. So let's aggregate first. Let's skim. We'll consume. Cool-headed. Get us some good cards, please. We could dual cast to get some more energy if we need. We're almost certainly going to want to charge battery. Let's do that now so that we stop getting hit by the heartbeat. Okay, compile. Got a ball lightning, a zap. Nothing amazing, really. Let's dual cast this, get a couple energy. Well, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. We kind of don't even need to. Yeah, let's ball lightning. Then we can zap, and now we'll dual cast our frost orb and get some nice defense. Okay, up to 26. This will bring us up to 39. So we're surviving this hit. And then we'll strike, get rid of the slime, and do another strike. So far, so good. But he's scaling up. He's getting scarier and scarier. And we need to get scary too. There's our Seek. We got our Tempest already in hand. So that's good. We could get Fission. And what else? Electrodynamics. Let's white noise and see what we can do in terms of cheap powers. So I don't want to play our buffer yet. Our buffer would prevent us from taking damage, but right now if we play it, we'll just it'll prevent us from taking 1 damage from the heartbeat. From the beat of death, they call it. So let's seek. We'll seek fission and electrodynamics, which isn't even that good. It's just, it does the same thing as Tempest, and also makes another card only cost 0. So okay. So that's electrodynamics. Okay. That felt like it generated quite a bit of orbs. Why did it do that? Oh, because we had 2 storms up. Yeah, I forgot about that. Interesting. So now we have some block. Let's go ahead and buffer. And now I'm going to fission, because that will get us more cards that we can make cheap using our mummified hand. Okay, we got some decent cards. Creative AI, Static Discharge. Now we have 12 in the hand. Doom and Gloom, sure. Just get a... I might have wanted to save that till after we Tempest, so we could let that grow. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. Okay. That was quite a lot of things happening. So we still have buffer. I think he's going to hit us really hard next turn. So we need to be very careful not to waste our buffer on a single heartbeat. Let's just be careful of that. Okay, yeah, he's doing a big hit for 47. So first thing I'm going to do is get a block up. There. Now we got a void, so we don't have as much energy. We could put a capacitor up. It kind of doesn't matter. It'll make something else cheap. And generate some orbs. Forgot about that. It kind of doesn't matter whether we play these, but I might as well. Okay. He's going to hit us hard and take away our buffer, but we won't actually take any more damage, I don't think. There. Now he's going to hit us 15 times for 4 damage. And this is the attack that's going to kill us. Because we don't have anywhere near enough defense to survive that, and we can't kill him this turn. So good run, good run. Is there anything we can do? I don't think so. I think we're just screwed. So we get 15, then we'd still take 45. So we're not dead. We're not dead. But we need to be very careful to not kill ourselves with the heartbeat. Like, I don't think we can electrodynamics. I think that's too dangerous. I think I'm just gonna leap. And then we'll be down to 4 HP. Right? Oh yeah, forgot. We channel a ton. Oh, we have our Tori gate. Oh, that's perfect. So it's only gonna hit us for 15 damage instead of 45. Never mind. Never mind. That's our hard kill. Like I said, only like 1 in 5 decks that I bring here can actually do it. I forgot about the Tori. And then we just let our Storm carry us to victory. Not our Storm, what was it? The one that makes it so that we channel when we get hit. Perfect! And that means we get to move up in Ascension. So now we'll be, what, Ascension 11? 10? Something like that? I forget where we started. Alright, we killed the heart. We were on 8 only. Yeah, we're... oh well, I shouldn't be that happy. If it was Ascension 20, I'd be happier. But Ascension 8, I'm happy we killed the heart. Every heart kill is an excuse to be happy. Doot doot. And the whale is happy with us. Okay, well, that's Slay the Spire. Is this... I mean, that was a 2.5 hour run. That's kind of like my main problem with the game, is that it is a mammoth recording session. Interesting? Should I do more? Like, should I try playing the other 2 and kind of describe what I'm doing as I go along? I mean, I was so amazed that we survived Act 1. I expected Act 1 to kill us. Did we literally have 1 HP at the end of that act? I think we did. Anyway, let me know what you thought. Tell me where I screwed up and should have done better. Thank you everyone for watching. Till next time.